Mayor Cheat trended on Twitter today after it was revealed that he and his campaign funneled $42,000+ into a company called Acronym that developed the app that collected the results for the Iowa caucus. Here in this article, it says that Mayor Pete said, right off the stage here in Iowa, incredible night, incredible result, and such phenomenal energy here. We're headed to New Hampshire victorious. Now we gotta build for the next phase. He says, Iowa, you have shocked the nation. By all indications, we are going on to New Hampshire victorious. So by this, Mayor Pete is assuming victory and doing a victory lap. And I have some videos that I can show you guys of him on camera pretty much declaring that he won using his slimy Mayor Pete tactics of pandering and doing. But as always, Mayor Pete is constantly meandering around any actual detail and substance and just creating pretty word salads for us to eat and think that he's saying something that must be correct. So here's the first video.
We've seen the reporting from our own precinct organization. In fact, we made it public from over 1,200 precinct locations, and what we saw is extraordinary. The support that we got in rural areas, suburban areas, and urban areas, in Democratic counties and counties that voted for Trump. For a campaign that a year ago, I think a lot of people were questioning what right we even had to do this and to make the attempt. And so it's clearly a victory for us, even as we, along with the whole country, impatiently wait for some official results from the party.
I understand declaring a moral victory or beating expectations or being surprised you ever got this far, but it did sound as if you were trying to make the claim that you were the official winner last night. And what are your concerns, given the environment, the electoral environment we're in, where we just need to trust results? Why not wait to hear for sure?
Well, we're going to hear the official results, and again, that can't come soon enough. But what we saw and what our precinct information revealed, our data throughout the campaign, is that we have the momentum and stepped on that plane victorious on our way to New Hampshire.
Do you feel as if you won the most first preference votes or the most state delegate equivalent?
So again, we've shared the data that we have, and it looks good on all fronts. We're waiting for the official information to come in, but by any reckoning, we had an extraordinary night that is propelling us toward a win in New Hampshire. And we can also tell by the profile of where our support was that we've been able to make good on this idea that the way to build a winning organization now is also what we need to do in order to beat Donald Trump.
So basically in that clip that you guys just watched of Mayor Pete talking to the mainstream media, he doesn't actually say anything. He says that we have a winning strategy. He says that they're going into New Hampshire with momentum. He says that they've built the largest coalition since Obama, pulling in liberals and conservatives and moderates and independents. Well, I'm sure, guys, let's be real. Every campaign can say that. Every campaign pulls in liberals, conservatives, and moderates. They're going to get a few of everybody. Some people are going to get astronomically more than others, like young people and very liberal people supporting Bernie Sanders. That's a given. But Pete Buttigieg is the type of politician that knows that he can dance around really ambiguous descriptions. He is a word salad politician. It's just platitudes. He doesn't deliver any real substance, and that's exactly what he did in that clip, and that's exactly what he does in the next clip when he goes back on his declaring so-called victory. So let's go ahead and play that.
Mayor Buttigieg, was it premature to declare a victory?
How do you feel about Iowa?
How do you feel?
You said victorious last night. Do you think that's too early, or do you feel like your numbers are going well?
Wow. Wow, guys. Wow. Just nothing. Absolute nothing. Like, Pete had nothing to say. It was clear that he was so embarrassed and just, like, angry that the media dare challenges him on his statements. Like, this dude thinks he's a fucking kingmaker where he's going to just control the narrative and do whatever he wants and just walk his way to the top. He has a very Hillary Clinton complex. He kind of feels entitled. you know, the thing that they call us millennials. But yeah, this dude is definitely entitled to power, and he thinks he's just going to walk away with it. So anyways, I want to go... I want to go ahead and walk through some of my... I want to go ahead and walk through some of my favorite tweets that I came across on Twitter that have to do with the Iowa caucus fiasco, the Iowa caucus clusterfuck, the Iowa caucus... So I want to go... Okay, so last but not least, I want to go through some tweets and see what other people kind of felt about what happened with the Iowa caucus and how they weren't able to collect all the votes yet, how Pete prematurely declared victory, how Pete and his campaign put money into the company that did the app that failed, that was supposed to deliver the votes. So let's go ahead and read some of these tweets. Go ahead and screen share for you guys. Okay, so the first one from Education for Libs. Iowa caucus. Iowa caucus. Dems use electronic app. App shows Bernie with early lead. App suddenly crashes. App found to be created by former Hillary staffers. Oh shit, it's getting hot, guys. App found to be funded by Buttigieg. Oh no, 2 strikes and you're out, bro. Buttigieg claims to have won before anybody knows the results. Yeah, nothing to see here. So this one is People for Tulsi. Let's look at our chain of events. Bernie begins to surge in the polls. Pete forces the Des Moines Register to cancel their famous Iowa poll, which had shown Bernie in the lead, which did happen. And Pete declares victory in Iowa with no results. Hashtag Mayor Cheat, hashtag Iowa caucuses. Another one, the total disaster at the Iowa caucus should show just who is really rigging elections. Pete's campaign funneling $42,000 into an app started by Clinton operatives, and then Pete declares victory. The only one who won the Democratic caucus was President Trump. So yeah, those are all some funny and accurate tweets that represent the incompetency of the Democratic Party of Iowa, and the incompetency or just sheer corruption of Mayor Pete Buttigieg and his campaign. I have one more video I want to show you guys. It's a video of Jeff Weaver and Bernie Sanders' campaign showing their internal results that they collected from all of their precinct captains in every single district of Iowa. I think this is about 60% of the results. I don't know why nobody can seem to get all of the results, whether it's from the Bernie campaign, the Pete campaign, the Iowa caucus, or the state party. I have no idea what's going on. It's ridiculous. Like, this is just incompetent. Word of the day. Now everybody on the internet knows that word. So let's go ahead and play Weaver telling us what the results are.
Senator Sanders with 29.08, Mayor Buttigieg with 21.63, Senator Warren with 19.51, Senator Klobuchar with 12.27, and Vice President Biden at 12.04. Post realignment, those numbers are Senator Sanders 29.4, Mayor Buttigieg 24.87, Senator Warren 20.65, Vice President Biden 12.92, and Senator Klobuchar 11.18. Again, these the spreads in these results have been pretty consistent all through the night. By the time we had about 15% in, these results have held across all the reporting. So we anticipate that this will hold probably till the end of the process.
All right, so those are the internal numbers for the Bernie Sanders campaign. It has Bernie in the lead by like 4 or 5 points. The Iowa State Caucus, I believe, released a poll. Here it is, of Bernie being ahead by 4 or 5 points, but then you have some like these from NBC and MSNBC that shows Buttigieg like leading by a few points. It's all a train wreck, but what I do know is Bernie Sanders brought out a lot of new voters. There are videos all over Twitter of people of every background that you can imagine coming out to support Bernie Sanders. So he really has built a people-powered movement. So let's keep on fighting this. Make sure to canvas and donate, guys. We're gonna win this.